What is more difficult, banking or bodybuilding? Think about it. What do you think is actually harder? I do both to quite a high level, so let's talk about it. If you're new here, I'm Emeka. I'm a banker living in London, and by the side, you can more or less say I'm a natural bodybuilder. I competed for the first time last September, and it was quite a fun experience. But what is actually harder? Let's talk about how they differ first. The first way they differ in competitive bodybuilding, you're more or less judged on just the final day. Literally, show day is all that matters. You can look amazing from the start of your diet up onto the week before. If on show day you don't look your best, then you're not going to win. And that's all that really matters. You're judged on one performance. Literally, the day you walk on stage is what matters. Whereas in banking, in law, your normal day job, you're more or less judged every single day. Some days are more important than others. The day you present to an MD is probably more important than a normal day, but what it all comes down to is your performance over a prolonged period of time. And in your job, you're able to improve, go down, recover. There's more leeway in your performance. In bodybuilding, it's literally one final day. I'll tell you a story. In my last competition in September, the week leading up, I looked effing good. But the competition was in Coventry. So I had to get a train, travel, pack my bags. All that stress of packing made me put on so much water. And guess what? The comp was on Sunday. Saturday, I woke up effing bloated and full of water. And in my mind, that was my competition ruined. 9 months of dieting literally ruined in one day. Luckily, I was able to drink 10 liters of fluid and get rid of the water, but it just goes to show how the two really differ. Another way both differ is that more or less bodybuilding is a solo game. Yes, you have a coach that helps your diet and training, maybe, but you can do that literally by yourself. So with bodybuilding, you literally have complete tunnel vision because more or less you're the one in charge of your destiny. In the corporate world, that's not the case. You have a team. Some of the work you do depends on other people completing their work. Teamwork is very important in the corporate world. You have to learn to get along with your team. You need to care about how they feel. Whereas in fitness, in bodybuilding, you can be a real prick and do well. I'm sure we all know the analogy of the meathead bodybuilder, where he's arrogant, he only cares about himself, but hey, he's gonna do well because he doesn't need anyone. If you're enjoying the video so far, guys, please drop a like and leave a comment. It goes a long way. And the last difference I'll talk about is that when you're on stage, bodybuilding is quite a subjective sport. Like, you might see someone and be like, he should win. And my girlfriend sees someone else and say, hey, I think he should win. And my brother says, no, they should win. Who is really right? That's why in bodybuilding, you more or less have like 10 different judges. But in the corporate world, it's very simple. Did you make money this year? Yes or no? Was it more than last year? Yes or no? Did your team perform well? Yes or no? It's very, very binary and it's more objective. When you're judging a physique, it's literally like a toss-up. Some people prefer 6'3", jacked, aesthetic, long limbs. Some prefer shorter, more stacked physiques. Some prefer my chest over, for example, my friend Bolaon's chest. Some prefer my back over his back. It like really depends on the person looking at the physique. Now, say the main thing that both have in common is they're both very mentally challenging. At face value, you think competing is more or less just what? Dieting down and going to the gym and showing up on stage posing. That's far from the truth. Competing is more mental than physical, because until you actually do it, you don't realize that you're going to be tired majority of the time. You're going to be on low food, doing a lot of cardio, still having to train, still having to show up and talk to people. It's a very mentally challenging sport. Every single day, I have to wake up, and I woke up saying, I need to eat just 1,800 calories today. I have 40 minutes of cardio to do. I have to execute the plan every single day. It's the same in work. Every day you wake up, you might hate your job, and most people do, but you have to show up to that job with a smile on your face and clock in. It doesn't matter how you feel about your job, you still have to show up. And I would say that's what the two have in common. You must show up regardless of how you feel. Now, to conclude, what's harder? I would say competing is definitely harder. Being on such low calories and having to train, walk around, still do what you have to do. You still have to work. You still have to go out on the weekend with your girlfriend. You still have to speak to people. Your life doesn't stop, especially if you're doing both. If you're a full-time bodybuilder, that's a bit different. But if you're balancing both, the competing part of it is definitely a lot harder. Hope you found that video useful. Like the effing video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.